Hello everyone. This is APO Sports, and man, It has been a while. It has been a long time since the last time that we did any videos. But we're back. I'm hoping that we're back now for good. A lot has happened over the last, I don't know, 4 months. I know that I stopped doing videos right before the season started, and now, the Indiana Fever. It's been just a horrible season as far as injuries, as far as all the different expectations that we had, especially for some of the players that had come in, that had signed with the Fever. We've seen, some depart and some perform not as good as we expected. So lots of going on with the Fever, but I did mention before I signed off that I had been working on a totally new evaluation system when it comes to evaluating basketball. So that is what I'm going to unveil here on this live. So I'm going to explain a little bit of what it is, kind of like why did I even try to do something like this? What is it? What is this whole chessboard basketball thing all about? And then we're going to do evaluation as well. So that is the game plan for right now. But yeah, this was not the only thing that I did over the summer. I've moved places. I went from Japan, and now I'm living in Puerto Rico for a little bit. I don't know for how long I'll be living in Puerto Rico, but I'm in Puerto Rico right now. Departed Japan, departed Okinawa. I am mostly done with the military. So I don't know. This is just one thing that I'm working on, and the book was one thing that I was working on. So sorry for being away and being out for so long, but this is kind of what I was up to. So yeah, so I don't know. For those of you who know me and know that I use stats, and I use advanced stats, and I use traditional stats to kind of narrate and kind of study the game a little bit, it just wasn't doing it for me, especially for players that I would see that have a ton of value, and I couldn't quite convey the value of these players, right? And traditional stats were not helping me out, but I just knew, I knew 100% that when those players were on the floor, certain players were on the floor, just good things happen. And then on the other side of that, there's some players who are on the floor as well, who whenever they're on the floor, bad things tend to happen. But it's hard to express that. It's hard to communicate that. And I tried to find a way to do that, and now I think that I did. So this is what we're gonna do: is we're gonna explore the this whole new system. So this is not it's not statistics based. It's just human. So really, what you have to do is evaluate the game, evaluate each possession, and then give that possession a grade. That's essentially how it works. That's how it happens, and then the grade is given once the possession is completed. So you just evaluate the result of the possession. You're not going to evaluate things that happened during, if it didn't end the possession. So once it ends the possession, that's when we're going to evaluate it. So that's how we're going to do it. So then how do I do this? What's the method that I use to do that? So we're going to jump over to the Chessboard Basketball website real quick. Okay, so here we are. And also just want to highlight this real quick. So the website is, let me put it up here. It is, it's live right now. So if you want to go in there, it's good to go. Everything that you need to know about the website, or about the system, is on the website. So it is www.chessboardbasketball.com. So that's where you can go and find all this information that I'm about to go over right now. So let's talk about I gave you the why a little bit. Let me lower this a little bit more. I kind of gave you the why. It's just that traditional stats are no longer cutting it. They're actually create a ton of confusion. People still go off, points per game and assists per game and rebounds per game to say whether or not one player is better than the other, and that is just terrible in my opinion. Same thing with, field goal percentage to an extent, right? Field goal percentage, okay, a basketball player can hit certain shots at a certain clip, perfect, but still does not give you situations. It does not give you context as to what actually was happening on the court when certain shots were taken, and that is what we do here. So let's talk about the comprehensive scoring system first, because I think this is the biggest thing. So what we do at Chessboard Basketball is that you have to assign players a certain role, and it follows chess. So if you're familiar with chess, then this is going to be a little bit easy to understand. If you don't, it might just take a little bit more. But essentially, you have to assign a team. Let's talk about the Indiana Fever, because that's who we're about to evaluate right now. So for a queen level of assignment for a role, one can only assign one or two players, the queen role, right? Because you shouldn't have more than two queens on your team. And the thing is that this happens everywhere. This happens in basketball. This happens at work. I've taught leadership courses in the military. I've been supervisor of sections of whole entire legal offices. So I found out that no matter who you put together in a team, you're always going to have two great performers, two or three who are above average. Then you have a bunch of people in the middle, and then you have some, laggers. There's some people that are always difficult, making things difficult for everybody else. You're always got to be on top of them to finish things. People are always complaining about them, all these type of things. So this happens everywhere. This happens, in the NBA it happens, right? Where you have the collection of the best players in the entire world, but this always happens as well, right? So the Lakers, they have two amazing players, Luka and LeBron, and then they have some rooks, maybe two rooks, maybe in Hashimura and Austin Reeves, and then a bunch of bishops and knights, and then a bunch of pawns. That's how it is. The Indiana Fever, same thing. Like every team, and I'm telling you also, like in your organization, this happens. It's just nature. It does not matter. You can have a combination of 10 of the greatest players ever in one team, and it's gonna turn out exactly like that, where you're gonna have two who are gonna stand out, so on and so forth. So given that understanding, then we can only assign the queen status to two players, and then the rook, and then the queen level is worth, queen is worth 9 points, rook is worth 5 points, bishop and knights are worth 3 points, and then the pawn is worth 1 point. What's that point mean? So any action taken by the queen, so say Caitlin Clark takes a shot, it doesn't matter, a 3-point shot, mid-range shot, whatever, just because Caitlin Clark took the shot, that's already 9 points, right? And then so because the decision and the action was by your best player, so that is already given 9 points. Whereas if Sydney Colson were to take a shot, then that's 1 point. So Caitlin Clark taking a shot already, we don't even know if it's gonna go in or if it's gonna miss or what. Just taking the shot. Caitlin Clark takes a shot, that's 9 points. Sydney Colson takes a shot, that's 1 point. And then after that, and same thing with assists. So say Caitlin Clark tries to set someone up for an assist, then that's 9 points. Even if the player makes it or not, it doesn't matter. In Chessboard Basketball, it doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark will still get 9 points. If Sydney Colson sets someone up for an easy shot, it's 1 point, regardless of whether it makes it or not. So then we have to go over the next part, because the first part is the action by who, and that gets graded, and then it's going to be the decision combined with the result. And that is what this is. So these are the different shot types. So you have a made 3, you have a made mid-range, you have a made layup, made interior shot. And then the same thing for those 4, and then you have a missed. So you have a missed 3, a missed mid-range, a missed layup, a missed interior shot. So those are graded depending on was it a good made 3, like a good attempt, or was it a bad attempt, or did it come from a poor scorer? So all those things are things that we need to evaluate when we're doing this. And then turnovers. So queen turns it over and it's a dead ball turnover, then it's only -1. If it's a live ball turnover, -3. If it's points off turnover, then you add another -3. So on and so forth for everyone else. We'll get there when we get there as far as explaining how this works, but this is pretty much it. This is the rubric. So it doesn't matter for me if I'm a fan of a player, or if I love a player, if I hate a player. It really doesn't matter because I have to follow this rubric right here. Now, where the subjectivity comes in is to decide whether or not the shot taken was good or bad, or did it come from a poor shooter or a poor scorer. But as far as everything else, you can't really you can't fake, you can't, it's just, it is what it is. So that is the scoring system, and then the grading guide. So after you do the whole math and everything like that, which we're going to go over the evaluation sheet later on, it's just possession tier. So you have outstanding, which is +23 to +27. Typically queen to queen sequences, but it can also be queen to rook in certain cases. Great is +15 to +22. Good +8 to +14. Marginal +1 to +7. Bad 0 to -6, and horrendous -7 to -18. You can have a great possession. This is the interesting thing about this. You can have a great possession that results in a miss. Just because everything went well, there was a lot of ball movement. There were, rook and queen, or queen and queen type of coordination, but the shot didn't go in. It happens, right? But you were like, yeah, let's keep doing, because the ball's not going to go in all the time. But you're like, yeah, that was a good possession, let's continue to do that. Or it was a great possession, let's continue to do that. Yeah, so I mean, that's for the most part. And then here we have applied to become a certified evaluator. So right now I'm the only evaluator in Chessboard Basketball. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and apply to become a certified evaluator. I am evaluating the Fever, Lakers, and Nuggets, but we can have multiple evaluators to one team, or of course I would love to have more evaluators to other teams. And then archives. So this is where you're gonna find, oh, what? This doesn't exist. Okay, well, that's not good. That page definitely exists. I don't know why I can't access it right now. Of course, it's gonna do that now, but yeah. So I'm not sure why it did that. Let me see. Hang on. 1 second. Trying to bring that up real quick. What in the world is going on? What? It does exist. I'm looking at it right now. What in the world? Okay, well. Well, never mind. That is the that's where I'll be keeping. So I mean, just come back to it because it was definitely working. That's where I'm gonna be maintaining all of the evaluation score sheets, and the evaluation score sheet. It's a beautiful thing. Like, you're gonna have the entire result of everything that happened in that game in just one PDF. So like everything, you'll be able to just quickly glance at it, and you'll know exactly what happened, when, summaries of everything, who was on the floor when whatever plays happened. Like, you'll be able, it's almost like a comic book type thing where you'll be able to, I mean, that thing is gonna be, or it is, pretty amazing. So I'm gonna have the list of certified evaluators here. So right now, like I said, it's only me, lead evaluator for Indiana Fever, Lakers, and Nuggets. And then leaderboards as well. So we're gonna have leaderboards as we go on and everything like that, and articles. So I would recommend, I mean, if you want to, these are all, I wrote 24 articles explaining how the system works and what I hope that you know, that this becomes in the future. So I would check out the articles as well. But that was pretty much everything that I wanted to show. Then everything, all the other videos with APO Sports and everything like that. But I will be doing live videos for evaluations moving forward. My hope is that once a game ends, say it's a night game, then the next morning I'll be doing an evaluation real quick and then posting it online for everyone to see and everything like that. So let's do one. Let's do an evaluation here real quick. This is what the evaluation score sheet, let's see, looks like. Let me go full. Bring this back here. So let's, man, this sucks here. Let me, because she started this game. I think this is everyone. Yeah, Sims is on the team as well. Boston, Mitchell, Howard, Sophie. Colson is injured. And yeah, I think for the most part, this is it. So do a quick evaluation of Fever versus Sun that happened a couple of days ago. So starting lineup was Boston, Mitchell, Howard, Sophie, Sims, I believe. And here's the assignment for the role. So of course, Caitlin Clark is queen number one. I think it's hard to argue, or for anyone to argue, that Caitlin Clark is not the best player on the team. As far as the second queen, I have Boston. I have Aaliyah Boston. Some people may disagree. Some people may think it's Mitchell, but I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I think those people are wrong, and I think that's why the team may not be doing as good as they should be doing, because of that confusion that that Kelsey Mitchell may be a queen and not Boston. But I understand that the team plays as if Boston was the rook and like Mitchell was the queen, so maybe that's gonna be there's gonna be some disparity there in scoring. But I'm not switching that. I'm maintaining Boston as the queen. But anyways, Mitchell is rook number 1. Howard, and the reason why Mitchell is not a queen to me, it's because of decision making. I mean, that's it. That's really been my that's been mostly my complaint. You know, if any, my complaint about Mitchell is decision making, and until that improves, that's what it is. Howard's also rook 2, and the reason why Howard is a rook, and not a knight yet, it's because, I mean, she's talented, right? I mean, and she'll score and she'll do everything, but again, what keeps her from going up is decision making as well. Just wild shots and just understanding situation and court awareness is what maintains Howard from potentially being a queen that's at some other team. What's going on? I think there's some dogs barking or something, but I don't think she'll ever be a queen with a fever, of course, if you have to go through Clark, Boston, and Mitchell. But yeah, she's rook number 2. Mitchell is rook number 1. And then Sophie is bishop 1. So bishops and knights, what they are is just pretty much structured players, right? So the bishops are mostly structured, so they're predictable. They can just go down the corner or just wait for the ball to come to them wide open so they can shoot the 3. They're great defenders. They're great players that can cut and get to the basket. So that's what bishops are. So I have Sophie, Lexi, and Bibi as bishops, and then Dantas, Sims, and Timpson as knights, because they're a little bit more unpredictable. Knights tend to be. Dantas can have a great game one day, and then you don't know what she's going to do the next game. Same thing with Sims, right? She can go off one game, and then you don't know if she's going to go off the next game. And same thing with Timpson. So I don't think they're pawns. I do think Coulson and Turner offensively are pawns. They're just, they are the ones who give you less, from game to game. They just, exactly what they're going to give you. It's just not much. So this is how I have it broken down. And yeah, so the role is super important. However, people decide to, make which players are going to be queens, which players are going to be rooks and bishops and knights. So those decisions are going to be important because it's going to affect scoring moving forward. And as we start evaluating this real quick, let me do something real quick. Let me download. Scoring system, save. And possession grading guide. Okay. Oh no. What? How is this not opening? Now I'm running into all kinds of issues here. Copy image, save image as what? Okay, whatever. We'll just go back to this. Okay. All right, so here we go. About to evaluate the first possession. What was even the first possession? I can't remember. Oh, right, I think Sims. Let's see. So here we go. Yep, tip off. I don't know what she was waiting on, but yep, Sims with the... So she's a knight, so that's 3 points. And then interior shot, that's 8 points. So here we have Sims as a knight, so that's 3 points. And then made interior shot. Well, that's missed. Made interior shot, which was good, 5. So that's 8 points for Sims. So I tend to... Oh. No, man. So I do that. Possession was good. Game score is Fever 2, Connecticut 0. And Knight, what is she? 2? 3? Knight 2 makes interior shot. And then, since it's good, something like that. Yep. So that's 8. Okay. All right. What's the next possession? A bit of a turnover. What in the world was... Oh yeah, they took forever to evaluate that play. Sophie getting on the floor. Avery makes the shot, and okay. So that was a -3. Bad possession. Still, what is it? 1, 2. So bishop 1. Commits dead ball turnover. And that is not okay. Okay, in the next possession. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell steal, pass to Sims. And the foul. That's right. Mitchell steal, pass to Sims for the finish and the foul. Okay. So Mitchell 5 points for the assist since she's a rook. Sims is 3, so it's 8 again, plus the foul. So this is 13. I think she misses that free throw, but that is a good possession. Game score about to be 4-1. Mitchell did great. Sims did great. Rook finds knight. Oh wait, rook 1 finds knight 2 for layup and for mate layup and the foul. Missed. But everything else is good. Perfect. All right, so that's where we're at so far. We still have Sims, Sophie, Howard, Mitchell, and Boston on the court. Whoa. Sims turns it over. Whoa. Okay, let's see real quick. Turnover by a knight. Life ball. This is -10. So -10 for Sims. Yeah, this is pretty bad. 3, 4. So knight 2 commits that ball turnover. That leads to sun basket. -10. That's what a hit. Okay. Oh, we got Boston. Howard, that was a wild shot. With, well, 4 seconds on the clock. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not good at all. So Howard, let's see, what's a bad interior shot? -5. That's 0. Bad possession. 3 or 4-3. I'm sorry. This is 4-3. 4-3. 1. 2-1. 2. Misses. Bad interior shot. Whoops. Nah, bad interior shit. Bad interior shot. Okay. Next one. I think things got pretty bad from here. Some foul down there. Mitchell with a mid-range. A bad mid-range, but okay, so it's 5. Missed mid-range -5, but I think, was it a bad mid-range? No, it wasn't. It was just missed. So -5. So 0. Bad possession. Now trailing 4-5. Okay, rook 1 misses mid-range shot. Okay, here's Mitchell again. Layup, misses layup. But nobody well. Did Boston try to? Nah, I don't think she tried. This is Mitchell again. Bad. 7. Things are getting crazy now. 4-7. Rook 1 misses layup. But this is 2, I think. And this is not bad. This is margin. Marginal possession. It was okay. Like, okay. Oh shoot. So Sims turns it over. Yep, turns it over, and what happens? Oh, another -10 for Sims. Horrendous. And this is 4 to 11. Knight 2 commits life ball turnover. That leads to Sun Basket. Man, this is pretty bad. Let's see, I don't know if there's any other changes. Sims again. Sims to Sophie and a missed 3. So Sims gets 3 points for finding Sophie. Sophie gets 0 for missing the 3. Marginal. And still 4 to 11. Sophie, nothing. 3. Knight 2. Finds Bishop 1. 4. Missed 3 point shot. Okay. Next possession. Whoa. Kelsey Mitchell turnover. Doesn't lead to points, but it's a Kelsey Mitchell turnover. I think that's life 1, so it's -5 for a rook. -5, bad. Game score 4 to 13. Rook 1 commits life ball turnover, but doesn't result in point, so not too bad. Okay, here comes Sims again. To Alexi. Aaliyah, back to Sims. To Sophie. To Aaliyah. I think she gets blocked here or something. Oh no, it was just a interior shot, but it was Boston, which is 9, and then missed interior shot. -3, so 6 point marginal. 13. Queen 2 misses. Interior shot. Uh-oh. Okay, who's on the floor? Same. Oh no, Lexi in for who? Kelsey? This was Lexi. Mitchell is out. Okay. Wait. Who made that pass? Lexi? Did Howard? For a layup? Okay. So Lexi 3. Howard 10. It's good. 6 to 13. Knight. I mean, not knight. Bishop 2. Find. Look. 2, 4, 8. Layup. This is good, but we still haven't had a great possession or outstanding possession, so this offense, I don't know about this offense. Whoa. So was it turnover Boston or something? Yeah, that makes no sense, but -1. Bad possession. 6 to 13. I don't know how they call that, but they call that offensive foul. So Queen 2 commits offensive foul. Supposed to what? Moving screen. It's a dead ball turnover. And, oh, and they take out Boston for Dantas. Okay. Whoa. Okay, Howard to Sims. Whoa. Lexi to Howard. Foul, I guess. I don't know. She makes shooting foul. One. See if she makes. I can't remember if she made any of these free throws. Oh wait, I said one, rook two. Missed. Made. So made one. We found rook two. Made one free throw. It's neutral. Okay. What? Offensive foul Dantas. Oh my god, they just call me whatever. -3. Bad. 7-17. Position result summary. Knight 1 commits offensive foul. No. Okay. Howard to Sophie. Sophie to Dantas in the corner. Missed 3. Was that Sophie too? Yeah. So Sophie gets 3. Dantas 0. Marginal 7-17. Bishop 1 finds knight 1 for missed 3-point shot. Sims made Leia, but it was all her, I think. Yeah, so that's 8-point. Good possession. 9-17. Oh. Knight 2 makes fast break layup. Yep. So far, who we got? 2 Howard 11 -3 Dantas. Yeah. Some Dantas, Howard, Lexi, Sophie. Dantas to Sims, Lexi. Uh-oh. Sims to Sophie to Dantas and loses. Whoa. Hang on a sec. So Lexi turnover. Yep, that leaves 2 points. That's minus 10, 100% right there. Game score was 9-21. Nine to 21. Bishop 2 commits life ball turnover. That leads to Sun basket. So horrendous. And then I think Dantas loses it. Yep. Turnover Dantas. But what happens here? Whoa. Okay, didn't finish in point, so minus 5. Not marginal, that's bad. Still 9 to 21. One connects life ball turnover. Okay. Okay, Sims to Howard. Howard to Sims. Back to Howard. And good move. And good. 11-22. Howard 10 points. Summary. 2 makes nice interior shot. Ah, shit. Not shit. Okay. But like everything is just either good, marginal, bad, good, marginal, bad, or even horrendous, right? Like the possessions have been terrible this first quarter. No wonder they got off to a really bad lead. Oh, they put Mitchell back in, but when? Oh, and they have Bibby too. Since when? I fell asleep here. Here is Sims and Mitchell when they give it to Howard. Okay. And Bibby's in for who? Oh, for Dantas. Okay, so Dantas is out. And Sophie is out. BB's in. Mitchell's in. Uh-oh. Who turned it over? Howard turned it over. That ball, so -3. 11.22. Yeah, rook 2, commit, dead ball, turnover. Okay, next possession, Mitchell bringing it up. Inside, back to Howard. Howard makes move, misses. Whoa. So it's 5 with -3 for the interior shot. It wasn't a bad interior shot, but she missed it. So marginal, 11.22. Was it Kelsey dating? No, that was not gonna be an assist. 2 misses interior shot. Boom. Okay. They have the last. Oh no, what happened here? Oh, free throws. Last shot, so they're gonna give it to Kelsey Mitchell at the top of the key, bringing it down. Baby for 3, misses, but it's a good setup by Mitchell. And Baby 0. Margin. Yeah, this was a really bad quarter. Game score, it's 11-24. Rook 1, fight, knight. Oh wait, bishop. 3, 4, missed. 3 point shot, pass, shot clock, or as clock expired. Another marginal. Yeah, this is a really bad quarter. Probably one of the worst quarters that the Fever have had. Let's do this one. Okay. End of first quarter. Start of second quarter. What I'm gonna do, so today it's been interesting. I really wanted to get this video out of the way so that it would be here. I've been wanting to at least get the release of Chessboard Basketball for a while now. I've had it ready. It's just kind of waiting on a lot of things since I've moved and getting my equipment and my system and everything like that. So I do have that with me. It's available. It's good to go. Now I just got to be consistent and continue to do the evaluations after each game. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm just going to be doing evaluations. I'm going to finish this one tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna be finishing this one tomorrow with the sun, and then I'm hoping to kind of go back on some evaluations and then keep up with the ones coming up moving forward. Once the WNBA season is over, I'm just gonna migrate over to the NBA and do Lakers and Nuggets evaluations. So that's what's on the horizon. But here, I mean, as we can see, the first possession was good. It was a uh, you know what, made shot by Sims. It's from tip off, so that was pretty good. And then from here, things kind of were not good because you have a turnover, and then you did have Mitchell finding Sims on the fast break for an and one. But then you had a, you know, it's not dead ball turnover. Then you had a live ball turnover that leads to basket, and then bad rook two. Howard missed bad interior shot. Then what was this one? Mitchell missed mid-range shot. Mitchell missed layup. Another Sims live ball turnover that led to basket. So did she have two? Yeah, she had two. Knight two and knight two. Whoa. So I mean, the best possession was a 13, the whole entire quarter, and that's pretty bad. So this was a really bad quarter overall. Which to me, yeah, the Fever caught fire against the Sun in the second half, which is good, but you should not struggle this much off the gate with the Sun. But it is what it is. We'll finish evaluating this one tomorrow. Hopefully, you were able to get some information, and I know that it may be hard to grasp the concept right now for the evaluation system, right? It's something totally different. It's something brand new. And again, we're just evaluating decision making and results. That's what this evaluation system essentially gets after. It's the role. So, what role did that player have within the team? Was it important? Was it not important? And then after that, what kind of decision? Was it a good shot? Was it a bad shot? Was it a turnover? Whatever. And then the result. And that's pretty much what we have here when we evaluate and we grade possessions. And then at the end, as you can see down here, we can evaluate the players as well. So right now, Boston has 5 points, Mitchell 7, Howard 20, Lexi -7, Dantas -8, Sims 7, and this is just in the first quarter, right? Those things are supposed to, I'm pretty sure. So Mitchell with 7, I'm pretty sure Mitchell is going to end up, because this is a game that she went off, that Mitchell is going to have a pretty crazy score as we go up. But no, I don't track points per game. I don't track rebounds. I don't track assists. We evaluate possessions, and then we have the whole possession is given a score and a grade. And then whoever contributed to that possession is going to have a score as well. So that's pretty much how it is. That's pretty much how the system goes. I'm excited about it. I think it's good. I mean, I like it. I still utilize and reference traditional stats and advanced stats every now and then, but I I think we're at the part right now with basketball that we need human analysis, and that's what this is. It's just human analysis providing context as to every single possession and play. So things that were not show up in the box score are going to show up here. And furthermore, the end result, the PDF that this produces at the end, it's something extremely valuable that any fan can pick up and see exactly what happened without having watched the game. You can see exactly what happened in the game. Any coach, any player can just pick it up and say, whoa, because it shows you who was on the court for what possession, who had an impact on what possession. And sometimes it's easy to tell when a certain player leaves the court whether the team starts to struggle or whether the team starts to do good. And this tells you exactly how that tends to go when a certain player leaves the floor. So for example, anytime that Boston leaves the floor, in my opinion, that typically spells bad news for the Fever, because they are better when Boston is on the court. And this shows you exactly why, right? So Boston left after the 13th possession of the game, and then they had a score of 1, -3, 3, 8, -10, -5, a 10, which was okay. This 10 was Howard making an interior shot, but that was it, right? At -3, 2, and 5, so pretty much not a lot of scoring. They tend to fall apart when Aaliyah Boston is not on the court, and it's hard to show that. So I've created this system to kind of show that, to show those things as to why certain players are really important when they're on the court. But that's it. Again, if you want to know more, please head over to chessboardbasketball.com. Everything that you need to know, everything is here. Everything's explained. All the articles are here. The comprehensive scoring system is here. The grading guide is here. So all of that. Now, I will say that this is copyrighted material. So if you're going to use it, just make sure that you give credit where credit is due. It's also trademarked. So you can't just start doing things on your own and call it your own. So I would love to have more evaluators for this system. So yeah, you can apply to be an evaluator, and then we can chat for sure to see if this is something that you want to do. I'm not paying right now. This is not generating any income as of right now, but who knows if in the future it will lead to something. But that's it for right now. I'll be back tomorrow to finish that evaluation. But if you were either watching now or will watch later on in the future, thank you for watching, and we'll be in touch.